I've never been comfortable asking people to support my work financially. Not because I don't believe in it, but because I don't like the idea of asking for something without giving something back. So what I tend to do is I always find another way to raise the finances for my projects. This week I've been working on something from scratch. Something that I've thought about many times, but again, just that feeling of not being comfortable. This is way outside of my comfort zone. But now I'm putting things in motion. I've got flyers, I've got an event coming up, a presentation, and it's indeed taking me deeper and deeper into a zone that I'm not comfortable being in. But then I have to remind myself that this is bigger than me, essentially. So it's not about me. It's about the end goal, the outcome, the potential impact. So if I'm saying by any means necessary, that I can't be selective with what means. You see, all of this came about when we did the Enfield screening hosted by the Enfield Caribbean Association. It was a great event, over 70 people were in attendance. Being able to have another opportunity to screen the film. The association did a lot of the heavy lifting in regards to the license to film for a night, so they were able to sell their own tickets to their own members. They filled the room, they sold the tickets, and it was a great evening. During the Q&A, I remember there was a specific question that I can't forget. And that question was, how can we help you create the next one? So even before that question, obviously they asked me, what's next? So I've explained I've written Stolen Dreams Legacy, which is the third and final chapter of this series. And I'm now in the process of fundraising, essentially. And as you already know, I've spoken about in previous episodes, I am utilizing the first two films in order to try and fund this third film. So that's through all of these private screenings, potential workshops, got partnerships coming up that I can reveal very soon. So all of these things over time is what is adding to the funding pot for Stolen Dreams number 3. But then it goes back to this question, how can we help you create the next one? So initially my response is, if you have any contacts in schools, prisons, where they can invite us to do more private screenings, then that would be really helpful. They repeated the question. That's fine, but not all of us have contacts and links to be able to support with that particular method. If I wanted to give you money directly, do you have a method for us to do that? And the answer was no, apart from giving my bank account details. But there wasn't a structure, there wasn't a strategy for that type of support. And I left that evening really, really contemplating and thinking about that. And so I decided to ask myself, why am I so uncomfortable with asking? They made a valid point in regards to, you now have social proof, you have proof of concept, you have filled audiences for the last 6-7 months, you've got reviews, and you've got evidence, and people want to support the work and for the continuation of the story. So all of those things led to deep thinking and contemplation. If I'm honest, What I have been comfortable with was the idea of potential investment route if I was going to ask for something, because when you're talking about investment, it means that there's give and take. I'm asking for something in order to give something back. And with that route, asking for large amounts of money to be able to fund this, that felt more comfortable for me, because it was more about building up the trust. So what's the framework of building up the trust? You have to get your affairs in order when it comes from the legal perspective. You also have to have accountability structures, what the returns are, time frames. You need the right professionals to be involved, accountants, law team, legal team, and things like that, in order to be able to maneuver down this particular pathway. And I sort of ummed and ahed with this pathway for quite some time. When I broke down the numbers, it's going to cost thousands to just get this going, essentially. So after long consideration, I thought to myself, I would rather invest that amount of time in what I'm currently doing, which is pushing it out there into the community, raising the finances through through screenings, selling tickets, building an audience organically, finding individuals that be interested in private screenings within your organizations, prisons, schools, universities. So that was the mechanism that I'm currently using, and slowly but surely we are building up the funds to expedite this, to speed things up. An investment route would make sense, but the legal structures can be quite complicated in regards to timeframes and returns. So put that to the side. Hence why we're now here discussing this community film fund, essentially. This is the route that will now go in addition to what I'm already doing, having this community film fund where essentially the audience that we have built over the last 18 months, right from Stolen Dreams 1 through to Stolen Dreams Redemptions, those who believe in the story and want to see it finished can potentially get involved directly with funding this film. I've been on Canva designing flyers, choosing fonts, choosing templates, putting things together, setting up the event, back to the Eventbrite and creating an event where people can register for free. This is April the 30th, 7 p.m. It's an online event where I will showcase where we've been, what we've built, and where we're planning to go. At this event, you're going to hear from partners that I've worked with, Walk With Me UK, Angelique, long-going partnership, new partnerships being formed with other organizations. You will hear from people who have seen both films, the impact it's had, and I will break down the funding mechanisms of how people can get involved to support and fund this next film. I'm not going to say too much now, so register. There's a link in the description box. April the 30th at 7 p.m. So that's what I'm currently working on. So once the flyer and all of the marketing things are out of the way, I'll move on to the next phase, which is now creating a specific landing page on my website for this. So on this particular page, this is where the support page will be for funding Stolen Dreams Legacy. So that will be launched right after this event. It will be published right after this event, where people can go on and choose what level of support they want to buy into, essentially. But more on that to come in the next week or so. So after all is said and done, I still don't find all of this easy. It's still outside of my comfort zone. But what I'm learning to do is expand the zone of comfortability, essentially. So actions like this now become part of my norm. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it's more than me. The story is king, essentially. The most important thing is the story, and what are you willing to do to get the story out there? Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and ask for help, ask for support in a way that you haven't done before? The answer is yes. And so yeah, we're here in that process and we're making it happen. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.